Good morning everybody, welcome to BritDoesBBQ here in the Las Vegas Valley. Today we're going to do some beef ribs. Hope you enjoy. It's a long cook, but let's get started. Okay, today we're going to do a rib of beef, as we call it in the UK. I think you guys call it short ribs or long ribs or plate ribs, or all the different types of names you guys call it. Now, this is going to go on a long smoke tomorrow, so I want to make sure this is going to be ready. Now, I was told by the butcher that this is a prime rib, so I'm looking forward to trying these, and we'll see what kind of results we get. Very nice for him to stick some paper onto my meat, but still, it's quite a nice piece by the looks of it. Let's just have a look at this. So we've got 3 main ribs, nice bit of meat on there, got some good marbling, as you can see. Really nice intramuscular marbling going on there. Okay, so as this is going to be cooked tomorrow, I'm going to put this in the fridge overnight with a little bit of a salt bed underneath it and create a atmosphere for some moisture to be pulled out of this meat, just to give it that final bit of aging. Now, to do that, we're going to need a sharpened knife. Move that out of the way. So, sharpen the knife. I'm going to use a carver. I mean, there's several different knives we can use, but I tend to like to use a carver purely because it's nice and thin and long, and it can get very sharp. Okay, so this one's not too bad, I have to say. There's a little bit of fat here. You don't really want to get rid of all the fat. This has been trimmed pretty well, but as we put on the rub for the smoker, we want the flavour to penetrate into the meat. As you can see, this knife is a really good idea for just getting them nice thin strips of fat, revealing the meat underneath. You can see very little missed. Okay, let's just get this little bit here. Watch those pinkies. Now, this is going to be one of the first cooks I've done since being here in America, in Las Vegas. So I'm learning as I go along, watching the videos, the YouTube videos of all of you famous barbecuers, Texas, Louisiana, you're all from all over the country. Which is what got me into it in the first place, was watching your YouTube videos back home. And now that I'm here in the valley of Las Vegas, I'm going to give it a go myself. Now, I've got a little bit of cooking background, but nothing too superior than anybody else, I don't think. At the end of the day, when you're learning something new, it's all new, isn't it, at the end of the day? So, now a lot of people take off the membrane on the back here. I mean, I'm not a big fan. I appreciate you'll get a lot of flavour penetrating in these middle sections here, but I would prefer my beef to stay intact. Now, if I take that membrane off, it's probably going to fall apart. I'm just going to go and put a layer of salt on the bottom. but moisture is attracted. The chemical potential between the two elements is attracted to the salt. So now if I put this in my fridge like this, it's just going to take moisture out of the air in the fridge and the compartment. So what I'm going to do, create an atmosphere of its own. And what that's going to do is the salt is going to absorb any moisture, first of all, in the air surrounding the meat, and then in the last few hours overnight, it will start to draw moisture out of the meat. So it's a form of dry aging post-processing. Let's have a look what we've got here then. Let's peel back some of this cling film. Now as you can see, I'll just bring it close to the camera, you can see that this salt, let's just take this off here for a second, bit there. You can see the salt is damp, so there has been some moisture taken from somewhere. Hopefully it's from inside the meat. Now obviously the longer you leave this, the drier the meat will get, the lower the moisture content, and the more concentrated the flavour of the beef will be. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put some salt on the beef, and this will bring even more moisture to the surface. And then if you leave it for about an hour to get to room temperature, the salt and the liquid will mix. They will create a solution, and then we're going to wrap it in cling film so it's nice and tight, and then eventually the moisture will go back down through the capillaries, taking the salt solution with it, and therefore seasoning the meat from the surface inwards. Just going to use kosher salt and give it a nice good seasoning. Let's just make sure it doesn't go all over the floor. That's it. I'm going to press that in. Now we'll turn it over, make sure we get the edges. So now we've got a layer of salt, and we're going to wrap it. Okay, we're going to do the rub now. So we're going to start with the onion powder. I'm going to put a tablespoon of this in. I'm using a teaspoon, so I'm going to go with 2 of these. Okay. Garlic powder. I'm going to go with 2 tablespoons of this. So it's going to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 tablespoons of black pepper, which you can see I've already ground up in a pestle and mortar. So I'm going to go with a tablespoon of sugar. So 1, 2. I'm going to go with a bit of mustard powder, or ground mustard as they call it here. I'm going to go with 2 teaspoons of this. Can't get in there with that spoon, so I'm going to use this little one. Give about 4 of these. There we go. One more for good luck. We're going to have a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. This is to give it a little bit of heat. I'm not going to give it a full teaspoon, just about that much. And then chili powder, just to give it that smoky chili flavour. So we'll say about there. Okay. Okay, we're going to give that a bit of a mix. Make sure all those clumps and mixed up, and then there you go. Okay, let's have a look what we've got. We're going to unwrap this. Just see this, my fingers are wet, you can feel the moisture, see the shine where the salt has drawn the moisture out. Now, this is a good way of doing this. Now we don't need any binder. I'm going to get my rub, give it a final mix, and then we're going to give this top surface a good layer of rub. We're going to get a nice bark on this, hopefully. Okay, so we'll just pat that down, and then we'll concentrate on the ends. So I may as well do it, and just one last sprinkle for good luck. Okay, welcome to my garden. This is my smoker, my weapon of choice. It's the Oklahoma Joe, the Longhorn. Okay, so we've got a little bed of fire here going. I've got some Kingsford briquettes at the bottom, some lumpwood charcoal here, and we've got some hickory blocks which I'll be adding throughout the cook. I've also put a couple underneath so you can see when the embers fall down they will burn those and smoke the meat. I've also got chimney on the go, and I'll put the chimney on there and see what kind of temperatures we get. Okay, so we've got some fire. Let's go. Let's take it over to the pit. Now this is going to be new. I'll pour that on there slowly. There we go. Put that back. So we've got a fire. Let's close that up. Let's open up the vent maximum. Let's open that one up maximum. In fact, let's open up the door. Let's get this hot. Let's see what's going on there. Okay. And then we'll watch the temperature go. A probe. Let's just stick that in there. Because I'm not really sure how good this thermometer is on here. Pure English 37. We'll keep an eye on that. Okay, so we've hit a stable temperature, probably around about 275, or in English 132. It's taken around about 29 minutes to get there. The vents relatively closed, and this one is literally only open a midge's dick. So I'm hoping that will come down a little bit, but we'll leave it there. Let's get this cook on the road. So I've got the rib of beef. It's looking really good. Deep colour. I'm going to put the ribs that way. Okay, let's go. Beautiful. Okay. About there. Close that up. You see we lost a bit of temperature there. 21. So we'll let that come back up and we'll check it out in a bit. Okay, so we're running at 114, which is just below 250. So we're starting to lose a little bit of temperature. We've been running for an hour and 25 now. So I think I'm going to put another piece of hickory just to get that temperature up a little bit. Let's have a look what this fire is doing. There we go. Beautiful looking fire. Stick that on there like that. Keep it going. So everything's looking good. Get that temperature back up. And we'll come back in a bit. We're going to take a quick peek, see what it's like, and then we're going to get the fire up and going again so we can keep these temperatures stable. Okay, so let's have a quick look. There we go, it's looking very nice. It's got a bark on there, it's getting a little bit dry. So I think what I'll do is I'll spritz this with something. But other than that, it's looking lovely. Okay, so I'll, for now, let's get this fire up and going. Okay. Leave that there. Go and wash my pinkies. And we'll come back and see what happens. Okay, so for spritzing, we're going to use some melted butter. A little sprinkle of the rub. Just a little bit. We're going to have a couple of dashes of Worcestershire sauce. And then a little bit of water just to help it out. So now I'm going to use this to baste the meat. So here we go. Let's take our mixture. Keep that back nice and moist. There we go. Looks good. Let's go. Okay, so we've managed to reach 179 degrees Fahrenheit, and yes, I've been able to change it to Fahrenheit, so that's good. Let's have a look. Looking very good. It's not much pullback. So I am wondering whether to push through with this cook or to wrap them. I think I'll make that decision and you'll find out. Okay, so I'm struggling to get this temperature up to the 202 target, so I've decided to wrap this meat. So I'm going to pull this off and give it a good wrap, okay? So let's see how it goes. Okay, so we decided to wrap. Here I've got some foil, some tin foil, and some grease-proof paper. I haven't got myself any butcher wrap yet, so this is going to have to do. Well, I'm going to put this bad boy on there. Okay. Okay, from sun up to sundown, this has been a long cook. Been hitting that 300 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're on 199 degrees Fahrenheit internal temperature, which I think will be just about right for me. So that's the state. We've got the beef, some baked potatoes, and a flaming fire. So we're good. So we're going to take this off. We're going to put it into a cooler, let it rest for about an hour while I go and pick up Mrs. Steve from work. Then we'll see what it's like when we get back. Moment of truth. Let's just sharpen our knives. And see what all this is about. Let's throw in the middle of the bone. And we'll just go straight through. And then hopefully, when this opens up, it should look amazing. And there you go. Juice test. Bark test. And what we'll do is I will cut this up and then we'll do a taste test. Look at that smoke ring. Fantastic. Okay, moment of truth. Clean bone. Mrs. T, would you like a piece?
Thank you.
This is it. We've got
a smart ring.
Smart ring on it. There he goes.
Oh my god.
Sorry, not a little piece. That is beautiful.
That is amazing.
All day. Worth everything. If you like what you've seen, like, subscribe. Give me some ideas of what to do next. Traditional American foods on the barbecue. See you again.